We went away for a while. Laughing, we heard beneath the skies to an obscure place to hide that no one could find. And we drifted to another state of mind. And the feeling was so happy and so blind. As we lay above the grass there in the dark, underneath the stars. Oh, 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 oh. Shoot, do, 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 do. Y'all know how sometimes you just have a song on your spirit and you just have to sing it and get it out. That song, Underneath the Stars by Mimi, was on my spirit, darling. So, anyway. Love Hip Hop New York. Okay, let's just skip with, first we're going to talk about Kim Bella. Kim Bella's licking all on Joel's on the couch, you know, licking his teeth and everything. Just licking everything. And, all of a sudden, Joel's mama come in there. You know, he is pretty much confined to his, you know, mama's house. She's pretty much his guardian while he's going through this whole court situation and everything. And she just licking him all in the mouth. The lady done came back from the grocery store, and Kim Bella just don't care. She's damn near molesting that young man just all on the couch in front of everybody. I was just like, Kim Bella, where's your class? But then I had to remember what show this is and what person I'm dealing with. And so I was just like, dear God in heaven, Kim Bella, dear God in heaven. So, you know, they're talking, and, you know, there was really nothing much to that scene. We're going to see next week that Kim Bella is going to, what Kim Bella going to do? Kim Bella is going to, no, Jules is going to ask Kim Bella to marry him, and, you know. Yeah, after 8-9 years of dealing with your mess, and she's still there, I guess you might as well go ahead and marry her. Shoot. What else is going on? Kim Bella, in a terrible wig, also met up with Mariah, Lynn, the boss. They were talking, and, you know, the conversation kind of ended up on Yandy. Or did this happen later on in the episode at the winery? I think it was at the winery, but whatever. They're talking, and you know, basically, Yandy, you know, Mariah Lynn, she's cool with Yandy, but she's not that cool with Yandy. She was just like, yeah, you know, as a, you know, me knowing Yandy and all that kind of stuff, I kind of feel like she's doing this whole thing just for show. You know, as far as with adopting Infinity and all that, and saying, you know, as a foster child, I'm personally offended that she would do it this way and all this kind of stuff. And I'm just sitting here listening to it, and I'm just like, Mariah Lynn, what does you have to do with anything in life? What do you have to do with, dear? It was so, like, incredibly weird to me. And I was just like, Mariah Lynn, sis, Mariah Lynn, calling on Mariah Lynn's, they ain't got nothing to do with you. And, you know, Kim Bella and Yandy, they are on and off again, friends all the time. And if I was a member of the show, I would not even speak on their relationship, because they fall out all the time and get back together. So what's the point in you saying something and trying to be there for one of them when, you know, when they get back cool, they ain't gonna do nothing but turn against you. So why even bother with the situation? Kim Bella wig was horrible once again. And so, you know, they were just talking, and Kim Bella was just like, well, you know, Yandy do everything for show, whoop to whoop. You know, I've said many times I have my gripes with Yandy, and I even said that my own self, that Yandy do a lot of things for show. Indeed, and that is a fact, for sure. And I would never forget how Yandy had her cousins and sister them beat up Mandisi's other baby mamas at the reunion. That was foolishness to me. Foolishness. And you're supposed to be this uppity, classy woman. Okay, you ain't gonna do nothing, but you're gonna get all your peoples to beat them up. Okay. It's still because of you, ma'am. But whatever. That was a weird season. There was a lot going on, Cheryl. Um. So yeah, y'all remember that run up out the audience and went up on stage to grab the baby mamas. Anyway, do I feel like that Yandy's doing this for show? I want to say no, because if she is, it's terrible, terrible. But do I believe what Kimbella's saying in terms of just watching her all these seasons? Yes, Yandy is a stunt queen. I do believe that. I do believe that. I do. I don't necessarily believe it with this Infinity situation. I would like to believe that she's just helping the girl out of the kindness of her heart. Not saying that she's a bad person or nothing, but I would like to believe that. And I'm going to go with that until proven otherwise. But is Yandy about the stunts and shows? Absolutely. Okay. But once again, it ain't got nothing to do with neither one of y'all, especially you, Mariah. You don't even know Yandy like that. Y'all never even talked really or had a scene. Like, you're personally offended. Who are you? Oh, God. Do Mariah Lynn got clip-ins or what? What's going on? Okay, so, Sydney Starr met up with Mariah Lynn and Jonathan. You know, they had a little trio scene. And this is Mariah Lynn's first time meeting Sydney Starr. You know, they started talking, about everything. And she instantly just started running her mouth, Sydney Starr, telling Mariah Lynn all the tea, saying that, yeah, I kind of got into it with Niley. Said that she tried to dress me up and, she tried to give me clothes that really she could have gave a homeless person. Sydney. I'm sick of you now. It's just like, girl, you still don't throw nobody's clothes around. It's ways to handle things, and Sydney Starr do not know how to handle certain situations properly. She don't know how to handle situations as to where the other person won't feel disrespected. She has terrible time, and she just brings up things at the most awkward, weird, inappropriate times, and it never works out for you. Like, there's just ways that you have to maneuver with other people, beloved, especially with people that are hotheads to begin with. Everybody know Nia Lee is one straw away from going crazy on you. So it's just like, why even test her like that? Some people have terrible tempers, I mean, I wouldn't keep apologizing to nobody. I'm gonna give you one good apology. If I feel bad enough, I will apologize probably more than once. But if I start to see that you just don't give a damn or don't care for my apology, then I'm gonna shut up and stop talking to you. I done did my part as a black American. I ain't got nothing else for you. So, hey. Anyway, what else is going on, y'all? Oh, child, Richie Dollars, he met up with his baby mama Miracle. It's gonna take a miracle. And met up in a hotel room and talking about the whole thing. She said she got a public defender, child. We all know, public defenders, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them could care less about your case, child. It works out better for them, honestly, if you've gone to jail. And she was just like, I didn't want to ask you, Rich, for the money because you already paid $100,000 to get me out of jail. So I was just like, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. So she just went on ahead and got a public defender because she could not, afford an attorney or whatever. So Rich was just like, child, we're going to work this whole thing out. We're going to work it out. But we can go ahead and just finish that out. The last scene was them in the court. They was talking to the public defender. She talked to Miracle first. And then Miracle went back to sit down, and she pretty much told Rich that the public defender told her that, this judge is not really in the mood today. So, she don't care nothing about no plea, child. And, but I got you. We're going to work it out. Told the same thing to Rich. It's just really starting to sink in that Miracle is probably going to have to do some kind of time. a public defender was just like, we're not going to talk to the judge today, but don't worry about it, I got you, and all this kind of stuff. But Rich, and then they just walked out. I guess it's a continuation process, or they prolonged it or whatever. So they're just trying to figure out, I believe, if they're going to take the case to court and all that, which is not really the best option. And Rich was just outside talking to her, trying to school her on the law, because if you be in trouble enough, stuff. So he was just telling her about the whole situation, and it really started to sink in to her that she might actually do some time. And she started to crying, and y'all almost broke down crying too. I don't know the situation, it's just in general, but just seeing another black person in jail, especially a black woman with kids, 3 girls, it's just, it would be terrible. But she did shoot the sheriff. Bang, bang. My daddy said shoot. She did. And, I don't know the whole situation or whatever. Apparently, it was a domestic violence situation. I just dealt with that, a domestic violence situation right next door to my neighbors. Right next door with my neighbors, excuse me. I wasn't, it's with them, a couple, a man and a woman. This white couple, I like them. I like them a lot. They're good people, but they are terrible together. And it's just a whole situation. We watched the whole thing. It was just a mess. The orders and the police officers and child, it was just a mess. It's just a mess. And after they had that big old argument and fight, guess what? The next day he right back over there. So I'm through. I'm out. I'm done. I done did my fair. If I helped the people one good time. And if y'all still gonna get back together and get back together and create this foolishness again, I ain't got nothing else to do with it. I'm done. If you don't care nothing about yourself and your well-being and your kids, then what am I supposed to do? I ain't Ayanla. Hell. So God bless people, but Miracle did shoot the sheriff. So I don't know. We're gonna pray for Miracle. Pretty girl. Hopefully she'll be alright though, seriously. And hopefully everything works out in her case. If she did do it as self-defense. If she did. But, like I said, she shot the sheriff. So I don't know if it was self-defense. I don't know if she found another woman in his phone and then she decided to shoot him. But, Miracle, you can't get away with that now. That's wrong. So I don't know the whole situation. I don't know. But on a serious note, we get all the jokes. On a serious note, I hope she's okay and the kids are okay and everything. And should Rich feel guilty? Ultimately, life pans out the way it's supposed to pan out, I feel. I think that the only thing Rich should feel guilty about is not being there for Ashley, his daughter. But hell, we didn't know Rich back in the day, and Rich these days in the past few years, he still ain't shit. So I'm sure he wasn't shit back then for sure. So, should he feel bad? Maybe. I don't know his life. But I don't think he should feel bad about this whole particular situation with Miracle and her husband. Because, they ain't got nothing to do with them. They've been broke up a long time ago. But, once you have a baby with somebody, there's always going to be a connection there. So, Rich should feel bad, yes and no. But, like I said, Godspeed to the people of the world. What else is going on? So, I don't know why. Why is Alexis Sky on the show? Seriously, y'all, why is she on the show? I keep forgetting that Alexis Sky's on the show, and then randomly they just show her. They show her with her grandmama and the little baby. And, she signed with Treyway, with Tekashi 6ix9ine and all that, and they were somewhere out at the studio somewhere, and gunshots just started rolling. They picked up Alexis Sky and put her in the car, and it's just that hood stuff. It's just, guys, please, at some point in your life, please, you got to let that hood shit go. Always keep the knowledge, But all the actual activity and physical stuff, you're gonna have to let go. Some of your homeboys from way back when, you're gonna have to let go. If these people are not around uplifting you and not a positive influence in your life, then you need to let them go. Like, I don't, half the people I grew up with in the hood, I don't even talk to them anymore. Not because I wouldn't, not because they're, bad people. Because I hung with, there's obviously good people in the hood, and there's good people everywhere you go. But, unfortunately, things have a reputation. And, one person can mess it up for everybody, and they think the whole world is like that, or that whole neighborhood is that way, which is not true. Anyway, you just naturally move on and go away from people. As much as I loved my friends when I was a child, if I talk to them now, we wouldn't have much to say unless we just bring it up, stuff from way back then. But yeah, it's just let it go. Like, oh my gosh, stupid. Anyway, Alexis Sky talking, and grandma was trying to school her, was just like, you need to stop saying your location all the time. Alexis Sky talking about, but grandma, this is how I make my money. Grandma, do you understand? This is how I make my money. And that's also how you almost get shot, little girl. What? I need a show. I want a show. But since I'm not willing to sell my soul to get it, then I won't have one, will I? So yeah, it's foolishness. I'm glad Alexis Sky's okay and everything, but she needs to make better decisions. And she's so serious about this music, and I don't know why. But I do know why. She'll make it far in the industry if she get the right song and give it the right people. She'll make it far because she got the look and no talent, and that's all it matters these days to become a big successful star, musician, entertainer is the look for the most part. Till it comes time to sing live, and then I don't know what you're gonna do. Okay, because what else is going on? I don't know why Jonathan decided to take these hood rats to a winery. This definitely seemed more of like a Yandy type of trip. If we want to be bougie for a minute. But he did. He decided to take them hood rats to a winery, and yeah. So, in one car is Jonathan, Mariah Lynn, and Nia Lee. And in another car, they got Sydney Starr, Kimbella, and Sin Santana. Yeah, I know. I don't tell you, seeing ain't got nothing to do. I've been saying that for weeks. So this is their first time meeting Sydney. They don't really know how to feel about her, how to think about her. They were just talking. They heard word around town that Sydney is a mess. Sydney, once again, running her mouth to people she don't know, telling them the whole situation with Nia and all that. And they basically was just looking at her like she crazy. I don't... It's almost like Sydney is trying too hard to fit in. That's what it feels like, and it's just like, just let it happen naturally. But to be honest, some people just ain't gonna be friends with you, and you have to, whatever, just once y'all leave this little group situation, just don't talk to them heifers again. I'm done with trying to impress people and trying to, child, I'm very nice. I'm always cool to people, etc. But if I get weird vibes or if we just don't click personality wise, then that's it. I'm cool. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm alright. You good? That's good. Don't come over here. Alright, I'm about to go in this restaurant. Alright, see you later. Wonderful. How's the kids? Yes. Then I just walk on off, child. We get to the winery. All the girls get there. Once again, Kimbella's wig was horrible. They walked on up, child. As soon as they met up, Sydney started. Nia Lee, I want to talk to you. And so to bury the hatchet, can we please discuss this? And I was just like, girl, can we just even figure out the activities we're gonna be doing today before you start? But on one hand, I do understand trying to nip something in the bud before it gets started. But Nia Lee struck me as the kind of person that just go along to get along, just so she won't like pop off on you. So, um, they walk off, and Sydney is left there with Nia, and they're speaking. Child, Sydney was just like, I just really do, want to say I'm sorry and apologize to you. Nia was just like, you threw my shit in the floor, you cut it up, you disrespected me over and over and over again. I don't know, I'm not really feeling you right now. Let's just be cool. And, Sydney just kept begging over and over. And, I'm just like, Sydney, if you would just stop doing stuff, just be quiet, shut up, listen, just stop being such a defiant little child, then you'll be fine. You bucked at me, whoop to whoop. Sydney kept trying to hug her, Nia kept doing like this. A lot of times I feel like Sydney is just playing with Nia. But since you don't know Nia like that, it's not best to play with somebody like that. You ever met just somebody just like super playful and silly all the time? Depending on the people you're around, those people might not be in that headspace. And also they might not know you. So you playing with certain people and making certain jokes that could be possibly inappropriate to somebody, then you should opt for some better material and not do those moments. But Sydney don't care. So they get to the grape stuff, and they ain't even have enough grapes in there. It was just like, ugh, child, who the hell finna eat this? They took right on off their socks and started grape stumping, and I was like, this is a mess. And so that's when earlier, I believe, Mariah Lynn pulled Kim Bella off to the side, and they started talking. So, that happened, and once again, child, Sydney started to apologize to Nia. Nia Lee, I'm just so sorry. I'm so sorry. You want to know the reason why I did that, why I bucked at you, is because I just wanted you to be quiet. And I don't know how she thought that was going to turn over well. Sydney, just don't say nothing, Sydney, for a while. Just don't say nothing. Just sit there and be pretty. And just don't say nothing. Just focus on your music. That's it. They got Nia Lee upset more. Sydney ended up walking off crying. Nia Lee was about to slap him. I was like, Lord have mercy, Jesus, a mess. So since Santana and Sydney went somewhere, and so we had Mariah Lynn, Kim Bella, Nia Lee, and Jonathan. They were sitting down talking, and Jonathan was just flabbergasted. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Whoop to whoop. I'm just like, you invited these hood rats here, Jonathan. What do you expect? If you want class, don't pick some new people to come with. I was just like, girl. It probably would have been a cute group if he would have brought, where's Juju? If he would have brought Juju, Yandy, I'm going to say Alexis Sky, because Alexis Sky ain't going to turn up unless somebody's there to turn up with her, and or unless she got beef with somebody. And who else? Pick another girl. Sin is cool in every group, so, she's neutral. Sin, and maybe Niley. Ain't none of them classy, but I'm just saying, like, it would have been a drama-free zone versus adding Kim Bella in there, Sydney in there, Riley in there. Don't add those girls, no. So yeah. Anyway, lesson learned, right? So they're all sitting down talking, and somehow the conversation got back on Yandy once again. And Jonathan's real good friends with Yandy. And Mariah Lynn and Kim Bella them was just like, yeah, Jonathan, Yandy just does everything for show. She's this and she's that, she's faking all this kind of stuff. Y'all know my feelings about it. I done told you. And Jonathan was just like, yeah, but that's still my friend. Like, why are we even talking about Yandy? We sit here in this beautiful place, whoop to whoop. Because this is a storyline, Jonathan. These girls ain't got nothing else to do. You know that. So, he started to get irritated. Kim Bella got up. She was just like, I understand. I used to defend Yandy too, but I'm done now. She went to go check on Sin. Then Mariah Lynn stayed, and Nia Lee, she was kind of making smart remarks. She threw out there, she was just like, because Jonathan said, if it came down to anybody, I would pick Yandy over any one of y'all. And Mariah took that personally. And then Nia Lee said, yeah, you're right, Jonathan, because it would only be an issue if it would only be, an issue in terms of picking somebody if it was between me and Yandy. Basically saying that the two most important friends that he have is Nia and Yandy. Mariah Lynn got offended about that because she was sitting right there. She was mad that Jonathan did not defend her, and Mariah Lynn said what she had to say and got up and walked off. Nia Lee said, ooh, child. And something else as a reaction to what just happened. Mariah Lynn now, she started saying, oh, I've changed and I've grown myself and I ain't got time for this foolishness and all that. But all Nia Lee had to say was, ooh, child, which was messy, and Nia Lee did not have to make that comment before. But Mariah Lynn, you saying, ooh, child, wasn't enough for you to turn all the way back around and confront Nia Lee. Was it wrong for what she did? Yeah, but people do it all the time. It just wasn't that serious. Yes, she was being shady, but it wasn't that serious. And you trying to change yourself and change your image, it was not that serious for you to turn around. You know what it was going to be, a fight. You could have just kept walking, child. Who cares? You and Nia Lee ain't even friends anyway. So I was just like, see, there we go. You already knew how this was going to go down. And Nia Lee is a big, thick girl, a stallion. So, child, Mariah Lynn came on back. Mariah Lynn was just like, what are you talking about, Nia? I didn't say anything to you, though. But, Nia, I didn't say anything to you, though. But do you know me? I never came for you, Ma. I never came for you. Nia Lee was just like, look, girl, if you don't sit down and get down on my face, girl. They kept going back and forth. Mariah Lynn sat down. Well, let me get eye level to you then. What's the problem? Now, I appreciate the fact that Mariah Lynn always stands up for herself. But you got to know your battle, sis. That's the big old stallion. And you is a little twig compared to her. And so, Nia Lee was just like, so what you trying to do? What you trying to do? Then Mariah Lynn got scared. She was just like, I'm not trying to do this with you, Nia. Well, then why the hell did you come back over there confronting her like that? Well, you know what it was. Nia's not from Bel Air. You know what it was. So she came on back, child, and Nia Lee threw a punch. I think she missed her. Mariah Lynn just started kicking. Here comes security. They taking Mariah Lynn off. She cussing the whole time. Bitch, that's why you got sliced. You ain't this, you ain't that. Nia Lynn saying stuff, oh, you's a bum. You still ain't nothing. Whoop to whoop. Just like Lord Jesus. Nia Lynn, Jonathan tried to get Nia Lee back together, and she was crying. She was disappointed in herself because she's trying to change and become a better person. I don't know why people try to change on these kind of shows. You can't change and be as positive as you want to be when you're constantly around people that are petty and constantly around people that are going to try you on a regular basis. And if you're not strong enough to deal with that kind of stuff, then why be on Love and Hip Hop? I don't understand. If you're trying to change, go on another show. Like, I don't know why people do that. Oh, I'm trying to change my image on Love and Hip Hop. Okay. I don't know. It's just weird to me. I mean, you know what the show is about. I mean, not saying that the show is all about fighting or drama, but it's at least about drama. It's 80% drama and 20% music. I mean, y'all know what it is. So it's just like, I don't know. She hooping and holler acting a fool. Sin, Kimbella, and Sydney came back in there. Jonathan ended up walking off with Nia Lee, and that's how the episode ended. It was a mess. Nia Lee, child, we forgive you. Whatever, girl. Yeah. Have anybody heard Nia Lee's music ever? I ain't never heard Nia's music, but we heard Mariah's. Once upon a time, not long ago, I was a hoe. And I'm admitting it, I won't take it back. Cause I did the shit, I was a... Your money, I want your money, I want your money, I want more money, I want your money. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalake. Mr. Chalake of Google Plus. Follow me at It's Kingsway Instagram and Twitter at It's Kingsway89 on Snapchat. Chase King on Facebook. Mr. Chalake on Cash App and PayPal. All my social media handles will be in the bottom bar below. Run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, darlings. I'll see you guys later. X's and O's.